Welcome back, everyone. Mike McConville here one more time, Stratford, Ontario, Canada, for StringTech Workstations. We've got a couple of D-28's. Now, Murray's 1969 D-28 is in for a neck reset, the full treatment, compensated, not compensated saddle. We will walk you through that as always. And this is John's D-28. It's a 2007. It's in for a refret, and we'll be correcting the fingerboard trajectory. Let me just show you for a second. There's quite a bit of fall off, big hump here, and we're going to correct the lay of the neck, get rid of that high spot. One of two things happened. Either at the Martin factory, that neck was set back a little too much, or somebody did a neck reset and they didn't do that correction that I normally do. That's typical of what happens when you do a neck reset. If you don't do this correction at the neck to body junction, then you end up with that big fall off. We'll start by getting the frets out, correcting that. It looks like we've got plenty of real estate in the thickness of that fingerboard. We'll be able to get the perfect trajectory from the first fret to the bridge. Lots of room on the saddle on this one. We'll be fine. So I will let the camera roll as I'm going to start with the 15th fret, just because I got a sneaky suspicion that this may have had a neck reset already. We'll find out very quickly in a second here. Nope, it has not had a neck reset. So that was from the Martin factory. 2 steps on the trigger here, you know, hot and really hot. So this works a lot better than just holding a soldering iron. So this soldering gun, like many, came with a continuous loop. Well, I clipped the loop off, and then I gently filed, very similar to the fret radius, in the tip. So what happens here is the fret completes the circuit, and this warms it up in a hurry. Well, I did get that out nice and clean, no lumber, right on the glue line. I'm just going to tuck that into place. Of course, this is a left-handed guitar, so I want to have this as a model for the compensated replacement nut I'm going to be making. This is definitely a first. So this is the K&K system in your D-28, John, that was installed at some point. Never seen this happen before, but whoever installed it glued the middle transducer to the wire. I am going to do my best to kind of slip that off and reseat it properly. This must have been a first-time install because those transducers are not in the right place. For the low E and A string, they're supposed to be dead center between the 2 strings. For the middle 2 strings, D and G, that middle one should be dead center between the strings. And for the top string, it should be dead center to the first string only. I don't know if I'm going to be able to salvage this for you, John. Worst comes to worst, we'll get this out and just replace it, put a brand new system in, and install it properly. Now, as far as the braces go and the top itself, as I suspected, looks really good. Nothing has let go underneath here. You can see the top flexing, but that's kind of par for the course with Martin. Just wanted to bring you into the loop on that. In the meantime, we've got a refret to do. We've got to correct that fingerboard. Lots more work. So I'm going to just leave that for now, but I just thought I would put this little video together just to kind of show you. Cheers. So we'll just tape that into place for now and hop over to Murray's guitar and heat up that fingerboard extension. This is the latest configuration of the neck removal jig. I thought I would use a brand new one just so you can kind of see exactly what you're getting when you order these things. With these new jigs, I don't even adjust this. I don't touch it. I just put it into place. You have enough compression with that hard rubber to give you all that upward tension that you need to release the neck once it's steamed. I still prefer steam, but I know that there's lots of guys using those electrical wires to do this job. So this just kind of sets into place like so. And you got a little bit of forgiveness to move things around a bit. Now for you guys that have your tech decks, you can see that I have the whole thing on a bit of a cant, so whatever steam or possible water runs downhill away from the guitar. I'm letting that cappuccino maker heat up there with my steaming needle as I do this. This just kind of slips into place. So I set that timer for 20 seconds actually. 20 seconds per side, and you want to see the steam coming out the other hole, then you know you kind of hit pay dirt. As as far as those drilled holes go. And I see glue spitting up there. That's good. That's 20 seconds. I come back the other way. Same deal, 20 seconds. Now this is preloaded. It's already got that upward pressure on the tip. Okay, to give that a whirl. And just another 20 seconds. The other side. So I did snug those front ones down. They're the ones that are actually pushing up on the tip of the heel. The back ones are actually holding the sides together so you don't get any accidental cracks or splits. There we go. So that's 20 and 20. That'll do it. Well, we got our pilot frets in this case the 3rd fret and the 11th, and when I put that straight edge on there now, and I slide up to the bridge, this gives us the perfect trajectory and neck to body angle. You can see there's plenty of real estate left on that saddle. John will be able to set this action anywhere he wants. We took care of that high spot at that neck to body junction. There is just a whisper of fall off on the last 2 frets, and that's not even enough to affect the intonation. This guitar will be perfectly in tune. So let's check the middle of the neck. Middle of the neck, same thing. We got this thing laser straight. Now the truss rod is loaded, so we'll always be in control to be able to adjust the action anywhere he wants for years to come. Well, whether it's Martin or Gibson or Fender, I mean, over years and decades, they all change it up a little bit in the shop. And what I thought was interesting about this guitar and the way the frets are is it was not through cut. So that tells me that these slots were done with a CNC machine and they stopped before they got to the edge, which is kind of cool. It makes for a beautiful fret edge all the way along the neck. Of course, on the refret, it makes it much trickier because I have to drop in with a Japanese saw and pull back from that edge and make sure I don't break through on that outside. So it's a bit more work, but you know something? Once it's done once, done right, we'll cover our tracks. No one would ever look at this and even know it was refretted. We've gone with the original size fret, the height and width, and now it's time to install the rest of those frets. It is funny how time flies. I've got this old 1998 Guild of American Luthiers convention catalog, and I came across this picture of Eugene Clark, who was giving a seminar at the time on how to use rotten stone or pumice to clear up any white spots on the lacquer. So here's another picture that actually had me breaking out laughing. 1998, the very first version of the Tech Workstation. This is the Tacoma, Washington Guild of American Luthiers convention that I attended with the very first StringTech workstation with the bellows and made out of Baltic birch. And we actually shipped a few out from people that attended this convention. And here's a picture of me in that catalog demonstrating to one of the guys passing by. I thought that was extremely interesting. So 1998, 26 years ago. Now, of course, we're on the 6th and 7th generation of the workstations, the XLT and GPS models. I thought that would be an interesting photo to include. Now, I did rub that with some pumice dry and then put a little drop of lemon oil on it. You can use linseed oil as well. But, you know, I'm kind of back to the old liquid compound, which just kind of zips it off in no time. When I saw Scott St. Denis' video from his Nashville shop, Harpeth Guitars, interesting guy, very busy shop and doing a huge cross section of repairs. Excellent work. I saw him using the pumice or rotten stone. It was just yesterday I came across that old Guild of American Luthiers magazine and saw that picture of Eugene Clark giving a demo on the rotten stone. Funny how that works out. I haven't really used that technique in years because now we've got these ultra-fine compounds that just zip off that blushing in no time. And there we go. So that came off beautifully. There isn't a single fracture or crack along that top. You can see that plastic is lifted a little bit, but that's not a big deal. We'll be resetting this neck today, putting it back into place. This pick guard is going to come off. I can see already that we've got some cracking, which is typical. This is 1969. The plastic shrinks and the wood gives way. And we have that proverbial pick guard shrinking crack in the top. So we'll take care of that as well while we're at it. So I'm just going to get back to John's guitar, the left-handed D-28 2007 that we did the refret on. Just finishing up the compensated nut values. And we'll bring you in for a little tutorial there as well. Well, we are finally on the home stretch with this thing. No more rocking at that neck joint, just that little whisper of drop off like the last two frets, and it does not affect the intonation. More importantly, you can see the action is beautiful now on this. Take a look at the bass side. And this is the bass side action. As you can see, the only fall off, actually even that second fret it's touching, just the very last fret. There's our left-handed compensated nut, and this is the final take on the cantilevered compensated left-handed bone nut. 12 to 53 strings, just regular lights at concert pitch. I can see some telltale signs that this bridge has definitely been off and then re-glued. It's glued on there good and tight, so we just let it be. I did manage to get those two outside transducers off nice and clean, just with a little Q-tip with some acetone on it. Now, unfortunately, this wire that was glued, the middle one, I just could not manage to save that one. So we can either go with the same system again, properly installed, or look at something else. I did manage to clean up that bridge plate and scraped off most of that residue. I'll probably scrape that just a little bit further and clean it right up. Put my little foam strips in there to just kill any sympathetic resonance from the other strings. Well, in this case, the first string with the left-handed guitar. Second string. There's our third string. D string. Our fifth string. our 6th. Well, I'll do my best to play a left-handed guitar upside down, just to demonstrate the chords. Hopefully we'll get John, the customer, to do a recording and send it back to me. At least I could do thirds. Here's a D chord. I have to apologize, it's not going to get much better than that. Hopefully John will record something and send it back to me, and I can post it on the channel for you guys. The action, the intonation, the playability of this thing is awesome now. Can't wait for the customer to try it.